How you doing, Brian?
Doing good. How are you?
Good, good. I'm awake. So today we're going to talk a little bit about spectrum analyzers.
Oh yeah.
And I've got one right here. This is probably like the premier portable spectrum analyzer, Ekahau Sidekick. And this thing has, I believe, 2 scanning radios, a spectrum analyzer, and it has a battery built in, so you can like kind of put it around your shoulder and walk around with it and take readings either with like an iPad or a laptop, right?
Yeah, and obviously that comes with like a license with like really good software, right?
Yeah. So this, you have to have a copy of Ekahau Pro to run this, or in Ekahau Connect to use it on a laptop or a smartphone. And this you would take around, you'd walk around if you're having issues, or you do it during a site survey to get the spectrum data, and it will overlay it on the map or help you troubleshoot like an issue in a certain area. And what spectrum analyzers do is they look for non-Wi-Fi interference. So if you have a Wi-Fi system, it can detect interference from other access points only, right? Like it can detect that there are access points on this channel, so I'm going to change to another channel. But if there's other interference, like from a cordless phone, a microwave oven, Zigbee, these are mostly 2.4 gigahertz things, but it can happen on either band. Like you could have a cordless phone system on 5 gigahertz.
Yeah.
There's video transmitters.
Microwave.
Yeah, microwave's 2.4 only. They haven't updated that yet. But
I thought they did.
no.
Oh.
2.4 is the only thing that boils water, I think.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I was thinking that we were talking about the Ekahau Sidekick, and it can see microwave kind of.
Oh yeah, it can. So microwave ovens are on 2.4 gigahertz, and you'll see if you're watching the spectrum, you'd see like a signature of the microwave oven, like what.
Yeah.
In a lot of these softwares have like, this is a Bluetooth mouse. You see like spikes. It'll show what that looks like. This is what a microwave oven looks like. This is like video senders are transmitters. Non-Wi-Fi are the worst. They use like a big chunk of the spectrum, and they're like always using it. So if you have any of that stuff going on, or even I know like EnGenius long-range phones are 900 megahertz, so they wouldn't cause interference. But if you had like one of these, I do have a 5 gigahertz phone system, and I can see that interference on the spectrum analyzer too. So if you're having a Wi-Fi issue like in a certain area, and you go in there and you see that you're having this issue within this Wi-Fi channel range, let's say like channel 1 area, you're seeing like you have this spike there, then you can either figure out what's causing that and take it out of the environment, or make sure you avoid that channel.
Exactly.
And that's what the spectrum analyzer does. Now, with something like the Sidekick, you have to send somebody out there to take readings, or you could leave one on the site with the software and remote into it or something like that. But it's not ideal. But with something like a distributed spectrum analyzer, which is what we're going to talk about, that you would leave it on site, and it would have your EnGenius ECW230S has it's an access point with the built-in spectrum analyzer and 2 more scanning radios, right?
Yeah, a scanning radio.
One scanning radio, okay.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, and so that device. I mean, the spectrum analyzer on there, you have 2 views. You have like a real-time view where it's showing you what's happening at the current time, and then it has a waterfall view as well. The waterfall basically records that real-time activity over a 60-second period, so you can actually see signatures within the waterfall, because you might not see like a spike if you look away and look back.
Yeah.
But it'd be captured in the waterfall, and the waterfall is the thing that you can really reference, because you can see like the different signatures within the waterfall. That's where you're really looking for like the different signatures and things like that.
Yep. Yeah, the transient activity isn't so important. Like a Bluetooth mouse, it's really only has really low energy, and it's only using, you're going to see spikes all over all over the spectrum of 2.4, but it's not really going to interrupt any transmissions. Maybe a little bit, but I haven't seen it be an issue.
Right.
But something like a microwave could, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I made a post on LinkedIn actually showing actual microwave interference. Yeah. So that's pretty major actually when you see it on this spectrum analyzer. So, but yeah, you can see like we can look at 2.4 and we can look at 5, and it will show. Our building's small. It's about 10,000 square feet, so we have like 5 access points in there.
Mm-hmm.
And you can actually see, like if you're measuring on a particular access point, you can see it broadcasting, and then you can see small signatures of other access points broadcasting and the other channels.
Yeah.
So you can see how dirty the channel is or how clean the channel is, and you can make a determination of, okay, maybe I should change this access point to a different channel.
Yeah.
But it's nice because you said something that was key, like it's distributed spectrum analyzer. So, like I said, we have 5 in our building, and so I can through the cloud I can dive into a specific access point. Say it's in a conference room, and I can look at the spectrum in the conference room, and then I can jump over and look at the spectrum in like on the sales floor. So it allows me to jump around and look at like the RF in different areas to see, okay, where's interference coming from? Do I need to make an adjustment? Do I need to move an access point? Do I need to eliminate the source of the interference? So it allows you to do a lot of different things.
But you wouldn't necessarily need to have 5 of them in there, right? Like if you have 5 access points, you really only need like maybe 1.
No, that's a good point. I mean, we have the luxury of having 5 because it's our hardware, so we get to test in our building with 5 of them, right? So you only really need, for every 4 access points, you need one 230S, for example.
Yeah.
One that spectrum analyzer. The scanning radio is not. It's not connecting. It's not allowing client devices to connect to it.
Right.
That's the job of the 2 primary radios. You have a 2.4 radio and a 5 gigahertz radio. That's the primary radios, and they're serving the clients. Whereas the scanning radio has a specific job where it's checking like DFS channels, or it's checking, or it's doing spectrum analysis, and so it can actually communicate a lot further than the client radios because it doesn't have to communicate with a client device. So it has high receive sensitivity. That's the listening sensitivity. So that can travel much further than like a client radio. So I would say 1 for every 4 access points, or like if you're buying 5 access points, one of them will be the spectrum analyzer.
Yep. And we kind of talked about there's you can use this the pro features on the EnGenius Cloud for free for a year. So even if you had multiple sites, you could possibly take a 230S and move it between sites while you're on that demo, and move it around just to try to troubleshoot problems.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yep.
Or just figure the cost into your install and just leave it there if it's like a critical type installation where you want to have remote monitoring, or one that has a lot of problems. There's some sites that just have a lot of problems, and you having that spectrum and the scanning radios there is going to give you a lot of remote tools to be able to troubleshoot without going to the site.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, you also have to think like, okay, that you're getting the spectrum analyzer, but you're getting other things along with the Pro, like live client is another critical thing.
Right.
That you get along with a number. I just had a webinar yesterday about AP diagnostics, and that falls under basic. But live client, we talked about that yesterday along with spectrum analyzer, and live client is another critical kind of tool to have for like roaming or like sticky client issues. You can really kind of identify and eliminate those problems, and that happens a lot more than anything. We're having a sticky client issue or a roaming issue. And so live client really helps in those kind of scenarios. So that's just another bonus to kind of like Pro. Yeah,
and let's see. I was gonna say something about this. So having the spectrum analyzer in there is gonna really help you to troubleshoot, and like maybe not have someone have to go out onto the site, and it's just like it's a huge advantage having that distributed spectrum analyzer on the site. Now, what I wanted to say was, I know we said, you look at the spectrum, manually set the channels, but that, you may not want to have to do that. But if you look at the spectrum, you're like, I have this noise here. It's always here. I'm just going to put in the cloud not to use this channel. Like, just keep this channel out, auto channel on the other ones. You know what I'm saying? Like, instead of you don't necessarily have to manually channel all the access points. Because you're looking at a problem on the spectrum. You can just say avoid this channel because I see, or these channels because I see there's problems here.
Yeah.
And then the APs will utilize the other channels that are clear, right?
Right.
And you can go back there and revisit that once in a while, look at the spectrum again, and see if anything's changed, if there's problems.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right, so we wanted to talk about this promotion.
Well, just before you jump off that subject really quick. So, we're talking a lot about the spectrum analyzer, but on the 230S, right?
Yeah.
So there's a ton more benefit that you get with the 230S, such as BLE. But you also get, which is a nice to have in the current state that it's in.
Yeah.
But you're getting wireless intrusion protection or prevention and detection. So there's security on these access points as well. So they're detecting like rogue AP. So just that's another thing that you're getting with if you want to use a spectrum analyzer. You're also getting the security side of things for rogue devices and like evil twins and de-authentication attacks and RF jamming. You're getting all that within this particular access point.
But, so if your site has some sites have requirements that they do these scans like quarterly or whatever, this is going to help you out. It's going to have all that in there. You're not going to have to pay someone to come out and do it with their Ekahau software, and generate a report or something, right? So you can do that within the cloud probably and save a bunch of money that way too.
Yeah, for sure. Yep.
In the BLE radios, I know it. So that's gonna be a way that you'll be able to track client devices like coming in your business, right?
Yeah. Right now, I would say it's at the starting stages of like kind of development.
Yeah.
Right now, we're offering like APIs if you want to work with a third party company and do localization with for BLE. But right now, what you'll get is, I can see it. You wouldn't be able to see it. So I have a 230S running in my network, and I can pull up a list of Bluetooth devices, and it will just show those list of Bluetooth devices.
Okay.
It shows the Mac, the RSSI, and a couple other things, but that will start to advance more and more as we move forward. So. And
if somebody uses the API, like they have a store, they could probably look at how often this customer comes in and
you can tie in marketing with localized marketing. When somebody walks into your store, you can send them a message saying, "Hey, we have this special going on for like 1 month or just today." Because you're in the store. There's a lot of different things that you can do with nice. Like localization kind of stuff. So
okay, so all right, so we want to talk about, there's a promotion going on right now for this ECW230S. So it's a pretty good deal. It's basically a buy one get one free, right?
Yeah. Oh, it's a really good deal.
Yeah.
And I think we'll talk about how good of a deal it is.
Yeah. So if you look at the cost of a ECW230 versus the 230S with the buy one get one free promo, it's like the 230S is about 30% less than just buying a 230.
Yeah, with that promo. Yep.
With the promo. Now, there's some specifics to the promo. You have to buy before the end of the year, from an authorized distributor, and it's a pre-order. So like if you ordered from me today, they're going to ship in a few weeks. They're not going to ship today. We don't have stock right today.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. So we should have them the last week of December. It might be the first week of January.
Yeah.
But yeah, we should get it around that time frame.
So if they purchase the APs from me, I'll put a link below the website where you can order them, and also just email me KeenanJ@KeenanSystems.com, and I can send you a quote for some ECW230s S's. So if you order from me today, I'll take your order. Then you have to take my invoice and send it to partners at EnGenius Tech and request the free units. Up to 5. There's a maximum 5 per person.
Yeah. Yeah, so just to give everybody a little more insight into the 230S in this promotion, right? So you have the 230, the ECW230, which is a 4x4 11AX or Wi-Fi 6 access point. That's a very high performing access point. So you have that's the 230, the ECW230. The ECW230S is basically the same access point, but now you're getting Bluetooth on that particular access point. Now you're getting the spectrum analyzer. It has a scanning radio, so you're getting the spectrum analyzer. You're also getting the Wi-Fi security side, which, like I said, we haven't even talked about and gone into great detail about. So you're also getting that. So you're actually getting these access points for a cheaper cost than the ECW230.
Right.
So you're getting way, way more for much less, like 30% less, like you were just saying. So
yeah, even
just want to reiterate that.
Yeah, even if you weren't going to use any of those features, it's still a better deal to use them because it's a full feature 230 plus those features.
Even if you bought those access points today, you're still getting it for less than the actual ECW 230.
Right.
So if you never use it, like you're saying, like you still won.
Right.
Know what I mean?
Exactly. It's less. You can either charge your customer, the full price on the 230S, or charge them the same price as the 230 because you're paying less for it. It's up to you.
Yeah.
But and you can use that spectrum analyzer and the scanning radios, the BLE, all that stuff for a year for free. Using, because everyone gets a free year of the Pro. And then after that, you can buy a Pro license if you want to keep those features.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you get to try them out for a year and see, okay, I might not use it in this environment, but I definitely would need to use it in this environment, and I have the ability to be able to do it. It gives you basically a year of training in Wi-Fi security, spectrum analysis, so, it really will help you out in a number of different ways.
Yeah.
I mean, if you've never worked in Wi-Fi security and understand rogue APs and things like that, it will give you that ability, and you already know that you can contact us through the cloud for support, so you can ask a lot of questions there. And on the spectrum analyzer side too, like what are the different signatures that you see and things like that. So, we provide that support via the cloud, and if you have a sales person there, you can, or Jeff, you have that capability there.
Yeah.
So just to mention, the ECW230 is a $499 MSRP, whereas the ECW230S is a $699 MSRP. So this, just speaking to the deal, which is buy one get one free, that's pretty remarkable. So
yeah, it's a pretty good deal. So I don't see there's any reason not to take advantage of it. So again, I'll put the link below, or contact me for a quote, and these things will ship out like around the end of the year. But you have to make the purchase before the end of the year.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, sounds good. All right, anything else you want to talk about, Brian?
No, I think that covers
I think that's
everything.
good. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty excited about this. I want to get one myself and try it out. But I think it's a great promo, and remember to like and subscribe for more help with Wi-Fi.